Hey everyone, today we are going to be exploring StyleSheet API from React Native. At first, let's go to the create method. So basically, it's an identity function for creating styles. Basically, what it is being used is for static type checking and also for the auto completion on IDEs. So if you scroll to the top, it says basically the same thing, and there is nothing going underneath under the hood. If we go to the source code, we can see basically the object we are sending to the create function. Basically, it just returns it, and if it's in the dev mode, it will freeze it. So why these object freeze are being used? If we go to this issue, we can see on the production the cost is too much. So that's why the freeze object.freeze is being used only in dev mode. And if you guys forgot what these freezes actually do on the JavaScript perspective, let me show you an example. So this is basically what it does. So if we do this thing, basically the one object assigned to styles, we can change it. But if we use this StyleSheet.create and it's in dev mode, then it will throw an error if we try to directly change the value of it. So basically, this is what object.freeze does. One more thing to mention about StyleSheet.create function. If we declare the inline styles, it will be like declaring object on the render function. So every render it will redeclare every time and reinitialize. So it will cause some performance issue. So instead, what we can do, we can just do this. We can call this styles.text that is created by StyleSheet.create function. The next one is compose method. It will take two style. The second style will override the first style if there is any common style present, and if one of the style is falsy, then it will return only one object, and if the two of them are present, it will return an array. Let's go to the source code now. So this is the source code. Here you can see if one style is null, then style 2 will return. If style 2 is null, style 1 will return, and if both of them are present, it will return as an array. On a React Native component, we can use this array and pass style objects on the arrays, but this will be inefficient because if the one item is null or falsy, then it will still create an array. For this text, for this line, you can see it will still create an array, but if we use compose and one of them is null, then it will not create an array, it will just send this one as only one object, so it will improve the performance. The next one is flatten function. Flatten function will take an array of style object and it will aggregate into one style object. So let's go to an example. The example is, you can see we have two style object and we are combining those using the flatten. It can take the flatten function take one or more object, and basically what it does, you can see the padding 10 and background color is yellow. So basically the next styles will override the previous one. Here the background color is yellow and background color is white, so it will override the previous background color, which is white, and it will turn into the yellow. Please be noted here, you typically most of the time you won't need this flatten function. When you pass multiple style object as an array, React Native will flatten those styles by default. You don't have to use it, but in case of some trimming library or some edge cases you need this, please be noted, this function is there. Okay, so the next one is absolute fill. Absolute fill and absolute fill object basically the same thing returns, and the return object is this one, position, left, right, top, bottom. Let's go to the source code. So you can see absolute fill returns this object, but on dev mode it freezes. But if we go to the absolute fill object, it also returns the absolute fill, but it's not returning the object as object.freeze. So it's not a frozen object, so that user can use it and also change the values of it. So here you can see on the absolute fill, you can use it like this, StyleSheet.absoluteFill. And if you want to use absolute fill object, you have to spread this so that you can edit the value of top, left. So the next one is hairline width. Hairline width is a round number of pixels, and it's a standard width of a thin line of the underlying platform. And you should not use the constant size, because the width of a thin line will be different for different platforms and different screen intensities. If you go to the source code, here is the source code. So basically it will get the hairline width as a rounded nearest pixel, and if it's equal to 0, then it will get the pixel density of the platform. Pixel.ratio.get will get the pixel density, and it will divide it 1. So 1 is divided by the pixel density, then you will get the hairline width. The use case of hairline width is to put a divider. That's it for today. Have a nice day.